Flippin', how you doing? Okay, so we're in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can look at aprs.fi and search, or actually Flippin', if you can just give the link in the comments. I appreciate it to see where I am on APRS. The water is rising slowly here. It's the Cape Fear River. What we're doing is I've got the TV camera set up. Okay guys, looks like we're back. I don't know what happened to the stream. What's happening here is the river is on the rise slowly. I've got the TV camera set up, just doing a 1 frame per second time lapse, and we'll watch how it's going to go. This is my good friend Chuck Holton. Known Chuck for a few years. He lives in Panama now.
Yes, sir. I hear you. Can you hear me? I hear you. Can you hear me?
Chuck is getting ready to do a live shot for the Christian Broadcasting Network. So I'm going to be quiet while he does that.
Am I centered?
All right, guys. So I'm going to walk away from Chuck here for a second and walk over here. Let you see. They're being pretty strict about going across this caution line from the fire marshal. It's not too exciting right now, and hopefully it won't get exciting, but it is expected that the river is going to crest. I was told the river is expected to crest almost to the concrete over there on that bridge, which would put a significant amount of water in downtown Fayetteville. And that's supposed to happen sometime this evening, or actually early tomorrow morning in the overnight hours. Yes, I did get a hotel. I was able to sleep in it last night. And I got that room for tonight as well. Although if this is happening in the overnight, I probably won't be using the room. I'm gonna let the live stream run for a while, let you guys see what's going on. I'm not gonna be driving around. I did try to go to Lumberton today and couldn't get down there. I don't know if you can see there's some debris being washed downstream there. The report I got from the Highway Patrol was that the Lumber River was down 3 feet from where it was yesterday, and that they were actually able to keep the water from breaching anymore into that neighborhood where we were driving around yesterday. So that's good news. Yeah, no problem, Chuck. Don't touch my camera. So you can see Chuck is doing a live shot for the Christian Broadcasting Network. He's a freelance journalist, like I am, and he's actually streaming with his iPhone. He's got a real expensive, nice streaming setup, but it's not working, or he's not using it today.
No, I ain't a fan. I do a lot of gospel music.
You know Larry Doyle?
Unfortunately, yes.
I worked with him in, you look familiar. I'm streaming.
Gabe Sticks.
James Lee.
Hi, James.
So we got a live stream going with some people here. But I worked with Larry a couple times on some hurricanes down in Puerto Rico back in the 90s.
Yeah,
he took care of his crew.
Well, yeah, we always had Heineken.
Yes, we had Heineken.
Always had Heineken.
They were in the bathtub with ice.
Yeah. That's the first thing that had to come into the.
Well, when we got there, his bag didn't arrive, so the first thing he did was go get clothes.
Right way to do a hurricane.
I was talking to some guys from CBS News about a producer that I worked with in a couple hurricanes down in San Juan. Gosh, it's been about 20 years ago. Don't walk in front of it, buddy.
So how deep is the river now?
It actually, guys, looks like maybe this river's going down a little bit. I don't know that it is, but there's a high water mark down there. I don't know if the wind brought it in or what. While we're waiting for this slow rise of the water, look at, I don't know if this is ants or bees or what that's doing this, but it seems like maybe some kind of egg pods or something in there, in the tree. Okay guys, I'll let the live stream run. I'm just going to probably secure the camera. You guys can watch it. It'll be kind of boring, but as I said, I've got the camera set up here, doing a 1 frame per second time lapse, and if it turns out that we end up with some water rising, I'll post the time lapse to YouTube in a couple hours. So I'm gonna see if there's a way that I can just set this camera here so you guys can see. Of course, it wants to focus on my camera. No, Vishwas, this is not. The place I was last night was downtown. It was a park and a creek called Cross Creek that was flooded. That water was down significantly today. I drove by there a little while ago. And like I said, I tried to get to Lumberton, and all the roads that I knew how to get there were closed now by the Highway Patrol. But the good news is that I was told by the Highway Patrol, guys, I need to pause just 1 second. Don't go away. I need to pause and answer a text message here. Stand by. All right, guys, back. Sorry about that. If you want to go find CNN standing in a ditch, I'll find him somewhere. This is CBS News here next to me. They're here. These are some guys that I've probably worked with over the years. They've worked with a couple people I've worked with from Washington, D.C. And again, down there, standing by the tripod, that's Chuck Holton. He's a good friend of ours. He lives down in Panama. All right, stand by again. Sorry. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to take care of text messages that were coming in and phone calls that were coming in. Of course, they happen as soon as you start live streaming. So what I was saying is we're in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the Cape Fear River. This is the Cape Fear River, and the water is reportedly rising, although it kind of looks like here that it's going down at the moment, but we'll see. With the TV camera, I'm shooting a 1 frame per second time lapse. I'm going to let that run for about an hour or two, and then I'll post it to the YouTube channel so you guys can see what it looks like. I was told that railroad bridge over there, if the water comes up the way they expect it to, I was told that they expect that railroad bridge to be washed away. So we'll see. Hey, Cavs. So I don't know if you guys can see inside the camera or not. Let's see. Not really. But what that is, that camera is shooting 1 frame every 1 second. And I'm going to let it run for a couple of hours. I've not seen any birds for the most part. I mean, just normal birds flying around. So it's going to shoot one frame per second. I'm going to let it run probably 2 hours, and then we'll upload it to the channel, and we can see if the water is indeed rising or if it's coming down. Got some cumulus clouds here today blowing up. There's still a lot of moisture in the air, not as much as yesterday and last night, thankfully. But I understand it is still raining inland and upriver, which is not a good thing. But for us, it's not raining on us like it has been for the last 4 days, which is nice. Yeah, I tried to get back down to Lumberton. Here's Chuck. Say hi, Chuck.
It's getting hot out here.
Yeah, this is Chuck Holton.
Somebody needs to put in a requisition for some cooler weather, maybe. But we definitely don't need any more rain, that's for sure.
All right. So Chuck, just tell me a little bit about what you're doing. We've known each other since the Upper Big Branch explosion, I guess.
Yeah.
2010.
What was that?
April 2010.
Wow. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
It's no wonder you look so much older than
I know. You do too. Anyway, Chuck's a good friend. He lives down in Panama.
That's right. And I'm a war correspondent. So they send me to all the worst places in the world, like Afghanistan and Syria and Baltimore. And
Baltimore.
when there's disasters like this, a lot of times other producers they have don't like to go because they don't like to sleep someplace where there's no air conditioning or something like that. But they send me because I'm easy to abuse. And so we've been out here doing live broadcasting for various different agencies, and probably got 1 or 2 days left of this before I get to go home.
So, Chuck, you were down in Lumberton yesterday, and I know you flew a drone. What did you see? I'll tell you what we saw. I think I told you online, but there's people watching it didn't watch it. I rode around down there in South Lumberton, where it flooded really badly during Matthew, and we saw that the water was coming up, and they put a bunch of great big pumps there. And then you were flying over all that. What was causing that concern?
Yeah, I saw those pumps. The concern was that the Lumber River, would overflow into downtown Lumberton. And the most dramatic thing I saw yesterday down there was probably a dozen large front-end loaders and excavators that were frantically, I mean, these guys, I've never seen people drive heavy machinery like they were driving these ones. And they were frantically trying to hold back the levee by piling more dirt on it. They had the military involved down there. They were digging just as fast as they could, but minute by minute, that water that they were driving around in was getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And finally, by the time I got up on that overpass and was flying my drone, they all scattered. They just got out of there because the levee broke, and floodwaters started flowing into downtown Lumberton. And so I imagine today that water's a lot higher than it was while we were down there. It was pretty dramatic stuff.
Yeah, so Chuck, I was told by some police earlier today that they actually beat they got the levee fixed and the pumps won that battle. I haven't confirmed that, but
well, I know the water was coming up as we were leaving, but I sure hope they were able to get that out of there. We couldn't get back into Lumberton today, at least in the time that we had allotted, because you have to take such a circuitous route to try to go around all the flooded bridges and stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm a little concerned about getting back to Raleigh, because there was one bridge we crossed today coming into Fayetteville that was only inches from the water going over that bridge, and they had police stationed on either side of that ready to close the bridge as soon as that happened. And I'm sort of, after looking at the Cape Fear River coming up here, I'm kind of worried we're going to have to take a different route home. So it's far from over. Of course, people see the sun out and everybody comes out and thinks it's over, but we're not really in the cleanup yet, because there's a lot more flooding that'll happen.
Cool. Well, Chuck, thanks.
Good talking
Appreciate
to you.
it.
Take care, James.
You guys go have fun. So like I said, Chuck's a friend of ours. He lives down in Panama now, but he is a retired, or actually he's a veteran. He was in the airborne, and he now lives in Panama and freelances for a lot of different networks and different agencies. Spends a lot of time in places like Afghanistan and, like he said, Baltimore, war zones. So anybody we're looking at here, what do you think? Is the water higher now than it was 13 minutes ago when we started? We'll see. Like I said, we've got we've got the camera. Got the camera running 1 frame per second. We're going to run it for about 2 hours or until the battery dies. River's at 35 feet, expecting 62 feet tomorrow. If that's the case, then right here will be a good fishing spot, because there'll be fish here tomorrow if that's the case. I'm only going to do this as long as the phone battery lasts, and it was at 90%. Actually, I can go back to the truck and I can grab a battery. Why don't we? We'll do that while we have a news crew here, and that means I've got my gear. Here's CBS getting ready to do a live shot. I'm going to walk back and grab a battery for the phone so we can keep streaming for you guys. These guys, I guess, are here ready to I guess they're getting ready to do water rescues if need be. Yeah, the APRS zigzagged around. What I was doing was looking for places to have vantage points for when this happens, and looking for places to have safe modes of egress and ingress so that we could get in and out safely and give you the coverage that you guys want to see. And I think I found some good places that if this does turn into catastrophic flooding that I believe I can get to. But that's what all those were about. Gotta find a battery. Hold on. Yeah, John, 62 feet is what the U.S. GS people are saying. That's what the government is saying. So we're just going by what they said. Now, they have been known to exaggerate in the past. And I'm just grabbing the battery for us. All right. Sorry about the floppy video. I'm just carrying batteries and iced tea, the important things. And we'll get back down here and do some more chatting and looking. So lead paramedic for the Cumberland County EMS is here. All right, guys. I'll plug in the phone. Stand by. Okay. Got a couple guys and a kid down here. I think they actually work here. And we're powering the phone. If you ever want a battery, these guys make great batteries, Bioenno Power. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery. It'll run this phone for about a day. All right, so I can actually see the chat and I can answer questions as best as I can. We're not going to be driving around today. This is where the story is happening, and it's slowly unfolding. So if you have any questions, just ask away. Yep, there are gas jugs on top of the truck. I've got a full tank of gas and 20 gallons on the roof. That gives me a little over 550 miles of range. I believe these guys. Yeah, I've heard that I was the topic on the AM forum, Hamstar. They say it's at 50, so and expected to go to 62, so another 12 feet is expected to rise. Yeah, that's escape range. And I try, like you guys have watched, I try to keep it full. Whenever I see somewhere that has gas, I do my best to stop and get gas. So yeah, the water is coming up. Anthony, yeah, this is what I do for a living. I'm a freelance journalist. I intercept severe weather. The water is moving fast out there in the center. I'll zoom in and try to make it so you guys can see here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's stuff flowing under the bridge. Current's moving about 3 or 4 miles per hour.
No, but he wants to.
We want to see the. No, this bridge or that.
Oh, I see it. I see it from my camera.
You see what? That
We don't want to see
This bridge?
Yeah.
So right here, the water's not moving. It's just slowly coming up.
No, I'm just.
I was told they expect that bridge to have water right up to just below the concrete, and they expect.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell Arturo.
They expect this.
Live shot, stand-up bridge.
They expect this bridge to possibly be washed out. Okay, I am. Yeah, it is stopped.
Oh, it won't be dark. It's 6:30.
It has stopped raining, but the water upstream is still going to be coming. You got to realize that this river is fed by streams and tributaries, and there's a lot of water upstream. If you guys can see it, I'm going to zoom in. There's a big log going under there.
I have a black head that says CBS that I was wearing. No, yours says Atlanta. Mine doesn't say anything. I mean, it may be in the truck for all I know.
Wilbert, I fixed that tire. It's sitting in the back of the truck. I patched it, made a video about it.
All right, so if we're doing this stand-up, the current flood level, the last observation is 53.
53. So what's the? I wonder if the prediction still stands because
See,
remember
now
the
it's
prediction for lumber,
61.8.
So it's down now.
Yeah, slightly, but you know.
Okay, so sounds like they're expecting about 8 more feet of water.
62 was no, 62 was projected for here.
Okay, when I got here,
Which is higher than that.
this little fence down here, you could see the horizontal part up top. I don't know if you guys can see that fence.
So it's still higher than that. 'Cause
And that's gone. That's underwater. So it is still being, the water is still coming up. It'll be interesting to see in a couple hours when we post this time lapse that we're shooting to see how fast it's coming up. It's doing, the camera's shooting 1 frame per second in 4K. So, and we'll run it as
Now I gotta have
a time lapse and upload it.
East down 10, 30 seconds.
The chatting behind me is the CBS crew, figuring out how they're going to do their live coverage today. Guys, if I can find somebody to watch this camera, I will see if I can walk out there on that bridge. There's people out there. I'll see if I can walk out there. And we'll show you what it looks like. But I got to make sure that the camera's going to be secured here while it's shooting the time lapse. The hotel was fantastic. It was a Homewood Suites, and hey Lisa and Psycho. So moderators, can you put up the link that shows exactly where we're parked? The moderators are going to put a link up to show you exactly where we are. I don't know. I'm shooting this stuff for stock footage primarily right now. You know, back in the day, I made a real good living freelancing for networks, but they don't pay like they used to. And you can make more money shooting stock footage. That's why I'm shooting in 4K. And, you know, it's a nice little 4K camera. It doesn't cost much money. It's got a 1-inch sensor. I can do cinematic shots with it if I need to, a shallow depth of field. Yeah, it actually has to use ours. A couple stations hijacked this yesterday. But anyway, Psycho, I'm in not Wilmington. I keep saying Wilmington. I am so tired, guys. I am Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the Cape Fear River. I understand it is currently at 53 feet and expected to rise to 61.8 feet. That's the latest information I just heard in my ear. Overheard a conversation. So Diana, can you please do the link and show where I am, or else well, they don't buy the amateur video. They send out crews, but they don't buy amateur video. They say, hey, can we use it and give you credit? State of course, it's great to be out here in the sunshine. How you doing? We're doing a live stream with a bunch of followers here, so they're chatting.
No, I'm telling you.
That's who I'm talking to.
We haven't seen the sun in 3 days.
3 or 4 days.
I know. I finally had to drag my sunglasses out for the first time.
I'm James.
Jack, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Who
meet
you
you. I'm freelance. You're with CBS?
Yeah.
Out of DC?
Miami.
Okay, so you do know Larry Doyle.
Yes.
Tell
I
him
do.
Jim Lee from Hurricane Lenny said hi. Here, right here. Say it. There you go.
James, what's going on?
So, no, I'm James.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was talking to you.
I worked with Jim Axelrod
Yeah.
and Larry during Hurricane Lenny, and one other one, but yeah, a long time ago. Mario was supposed to come, and he missed his.
Mario's on this one. Definitely.
I haven't seen Mario in 20 years.
Same with Mario.
Yeah.
Hasn't changed.
But he was supposed to come, and he didn't. He missed the flight, and I was down there just doing like this,
Oh, really?
and they picked me up.
Oh, no kidding.
And that was a good gig.
Yeah.
Larry is
Yeah.
he takes care of his crews.
Yeah.
So Larry Doyle, I'm giving you a shout out on YouTube. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Good
All
luck.
right. So I live in up near St. Augustine, so we're virtually neighbors. Whiteville is underwater, honey. Where'd you get that information? Hey, Diana, thanks for doing that. I started to, but I just wanted to get the video up. I haven't seen any looters, Charlene. Okay, in fact, I agree with you, but don't keep posting it, all right? If it keeps posting, it's be considered spam and you'll be banned. So anyway, again, we're in hey, Toby. How you doing, brother? Why don't you come up here? Bring some chicken wings. So anyway, I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the Cape Fear River. Psycho, I'm sorry, I do remember you. Oh, let me show you guys. There's a big float coming down here. It's going to be coming under the bridge. I hope you guys can see this. It's shaky, I'm sorry, but look at this stuff coming under the bridge here. Can you see it?
Yeah. The other question is, whether you don't have to use the pan overall, but if those dissolves work to show how.
See all those logs coming down?
This was the thing on Thursday, this was on Sunday, this is.
Honey, I haven't said anything about looters. I've said I haven't seen any. It looks like an entire bunch of trees.
Stand up bridge, and then we can just
So anyway, I picked this area today because this is where the flooding is expected to happen. They're expecting it to go up about 8 feet, I think, from here.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is if you can have the editor take a look at it and see, you know, they're not going to be like.
Yeah, I'll show you here. This bridge over here, I was told by an official that it's conceivable that this bridge could get taken out later tonight. It's a railroad bridge. John, I will, once I can get somebody to watch the camera, I'm not going to leave the camera here to get stolen. Once I can find somebody, Billy, if you look at the, scroll back in the comments, there's a link to where we are. It's Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the Cape Fear River. This is Person Street, the Person Street Bridge. Ryan Sky 777, it is 100% possible according to the officials. The water's going to end up about 7 or 8 feet higher than it is now. So anyway, what's happening is I'm shooting a time lapse with this camera. It's running 1 frame per second, and I'm going to let it run for an hour or two, and then I'm going to put the time lapse on YouTube. And there's no gators here. Diana Lynn, thank you. I'll put the time lapse on YouTube. But if I can find somebody to do security overwatch on the camera, like if my friend Chuck is still here, but it looks like he's gone, I'll walk out there on the bridge and show you guys. Otherwise, stick around. We've got this battery, and we've also got another one just like it. That'll run this camera for about 10 hours. We'll take the camera out there and show you guys what's happening. But I do expect that the time lapse is going to be fairly impressive of the water coming up. I'm going to take a look and see. Yeah, I can't wait to see it either. The camera's been running for 35 minutes, so I may let it go another 30 minutes, and then we'll play back the time lapse in the camera and let you watch it live here, and we'll see how it goes. Then I'll move the camera somewhere else and set up. I set up here because I'm under this cedar tree and it's cool. Okay, let's look at the fence here, guys. Next thing I need to do okay, honey, sorry. John, you can go to the NCDOT website. SJ, the camera will only go down to 1 shot per second. It has a mode called slow and quick mode, and it only does 1 per second. I started at 80% battery 30 minutes ago. I'm down to 77%, so it'll run for a while. This camera doesn't take much battery, and since I've got it so that it's running off the eyepiece instead of the 3-inch screen, it's using even less energy than it would. Chili hockey, it is mid 80s probably. The wind's blowing right now, so it's nice and cool, but out there in the sun it's not so. It's the wind. The wind picked up a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you home. Everything go okay with what you guys were doing, Michelle? All right, so guys, we're here, G1 MHU. G1 MHU, I want you to chat to me how you and I first met. And if you answer the right thing, I'll make you a moderator. Yeah, the water's expected to rise. Yeah, they should tell you the charges ahead of time. The water is expected to rise another 7.5 to 8 feet. And we're shooting a time lapse right now with this camera. A lot of people out here watching. Somebody's about to fly a drone. And all right, that's good enough for me, G. When it makes you. You are a moderator. Yeah, I don't know. They're pressed, so they're probably legal, yeah. I used to have a camera just like that one over there. So I think CBS is going to be here for the duration. I may stay here for the duration as well. May go get a little bit of sleep and come back. Possibly not. This may not be high ground right here. I don't know what an aqua dam is. So while we're just watching the water rise slowly, again, I'll let people know I am in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is the Cape Fear River. It is expected to rise another 7.5 or 8 feet by sometime, sometime by early tomorrow morning, I believe. I don't know if I'm going to go into the aftermath or not. We'll see, guys. I may. Depends on if Michelle and the kids need me home. Christine, I tried to get on 95. It's closed all the way to the border, from what I was told. Hey, Courtney, I heard from a cop that the Lumber River was down 3 feet. Is it still rising? Can you let us know and for sure what's going on? Okay, bad weather, yeah. I tried to get down to Lumberton today and I couldn't. I'm sure there's a way to go, but I just decided when I heard from the policeman that the river was down, that I would just come back here where we knew the river was rising. And yeah, the river is actually going up. I can see when I got here about an hour and a half ago, most of that deck down there, where is it? Most of that deck was still dry. Ooh, well, the water is rising slowly. It'll be early tomorrow morning before this actually crests. That's why we're shooting a time lapse of it. The pit to the right here. Is that what you're talking about? That's a parking lot. Yeah, I think you're right. It is going up. It's actually rising quite visibly since we got here.
Watching this river, it's about 15 feet from the back door in the basement.
Monica, I don't know how far I am from Pinehurst. If you go to that link that shows where I am, you can zoom out on the map and see. Kev, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this time lapse that we have.
Rob's down there cooking on the grill, waiting for some assistance.
Over here? Yeah, that's a propane tank. Yeah, it looks like they had some kind of propane tanks here, but they're gone. Graham Diffie, what is the what's your source for that dam filling? Here's another raft of stuff coming under the bridge. Let me see if we can see it. Luna, I don't know what's going on anywhere but where I am. Illusion, yes, I'm well rested. I got a nice hotel room, a nice hot shower, and thankfully that hotel room is available tonight as well. So I may not use it, but it's there for me if I want it. A lot more people here. You with the Cajun Navy?
We got our own local guys.
Okay, it looked like you're using Zello.
Yeah, we got our own dispatch for Fayetteville.
I'm James.
How you doing, boss?
Nice to meet you. We're live on YouTube here, so if you're cool, I'll show you. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're fine. We did about 7 interviews here lately.
Well, can we talk real quick? What's your name? Where are you from?
Preston Harris, we're local guys right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
And these are your boats here?
Yes, sir. We're a couple local fishermen. We all got together. We've been watching this river about 3 days now, and watching it rise. We pretty much got a search and rescue team, and we got a volunteer spot for drop-off supplies and stuff downtown Hamont. We do it after storm relief and all that stuff. So we've pretty much been on standby for search and rescue. That river's coming up fast, and we got a lot of people that refuse or wanting to leave. And we've been to some houses that got water, and they still refuse to leave because they think the sun's shining and it's over. But it's far from over. The river's coming up by another 20 feet, so it's about to be ugly tonight.
Somebody here said they saw a video of you helping out, and it was awesome.
Yes, sir. We try to help out everybody we can. We done distracted all the homeless people before it got too far, and we're here to help anybody that needs help. We on standby with boats, big trucks. We got food supplies and all that stuff for after storm relief.
All right, so you're familiar with this parking lot. You can see what we're looking at here.
Yes, sir.
How far is that usually dry?
Usually dries about a good 100 feet past that, and it's a big drop off. It's about a 30-foot drop off from that parking lot to the river.
Really? And how far can you usually get a boat under the railroad bridge? Or
Yeah, normally you can drive all the way down up under there and park your car down there. Then the river's another 12-foot drop down.
Whoa.
You could actually drive all the way down up under there to the other side. There's a theater where we have shows and stuff, which is underwater now, but you could actually drive all the way to the theater on the other side up under there. And by midnight, we're expecting to be pretty much covering those trusses right there.
Really? Will y'all be here all night?
We was here till midnight last night, out assisting some of the levees that broke, and the local fire department saw was getting residents out of their homes and everything. So we're pretty much, that's why our guys are posted up here. We've been sitting here the last 3 days, babysitting the river. Like I said, we're on Zillow, got our own dispatch for Fayetteville. We just pretty much local residents, fishermen, business owners here in the county, just trying to look out for our county.
How's is the government pretty cool with you guys? The authorities are pretty cool with you guys?
Yes, sir. We was out pretty much at midnight. We had to run the Hope Mills because their lake was overflowing and Rockfish Creek started breaching a little bit. So the authorities, they pretty much seen who we was and what we was doing. They gave us clearance to pretty much go freely about the towns and all and do all we can to help.
Okay, I'm going to let these people, you got 600 people watching right now, and the last live stream was watched 39,000 times yesterday. What's the name, if you want to share, what's the name of your organization? There's a way people can donate to you guys or anything like that?
Yeah, we got a company page, Into Deep Construction. We got a Facebook page and all that. We got it broadcasted all over Facebook. We got a location in Hamont in Fayetteville, a building called D3 Events. We're doing volunteer drop-off for supplies. And we actually got it open now. We got some volunteers there bringing food. We're cooking for all the first responders, the linemen, anybody that's out, because they know it's hard to get a hot meal these days because everybody's on such 24-hour call. So we're offering food for them, free food. And like I said, you can look us up on Facebook or Into Deep Construction or my name, Preston Harris, and you can see all the posts, all the live feeds of the river coming up, and all the volunteer spots we got because we're taking donations, supplies. We was here through Matthew. We fed Longton for about a week. taking supplies to Lumberton, and now they're hit again. But they asked for our help this time, but our community's getting hit real bad, and it's still getting hit. So we chose to stick around here because we're gonna need our community's gonna need us more this time than they did in Matthew.
That's true. Now, is this young man with you?
Yes, sir. That's my grandson.
Okay to show him here to the people?
That's Samuel.
Hey, Samuel, how you doing? How old are you, brother?
7.
7? I was 7 once. Can you believe it?
He loves to
Look at
help
all them
out.
gray hairs in that beard. I was 7 a long time ago.
He loves to help out all he can.
So you guys are doing the John boats. Have anybody got any of the airboats or jet boats or anything?
No, sir. We just local fishermen. We're just sticking together because we know this river like the back of our hand. We pretty much know it more than a lot of the volunteers from out of town. And a lot of people know how to get in and about, maneuver the river. So that's why we sticking together, us local fishermen and the Bottom Feeders Fishing Club. That's why we're hanging out because we know a lot of people will need us and we're gonna be here for them.
All right. Now they asking me to show a close up of your shirt here. Is there a website?
Yeah, well you can.
All right. Let's show it on the back here. All right. It's Into Deep Construction and Remodeling. And do you guys have a website?
Yes, sir. We're on Facebook.
All right, they're on Facebook. Moderators, look up Into Deep Construction. You saw what it looked like. Put a link. They're taking donations to help with the people who are helping out. They got a lot of people who are feeding the first responders and the linemen. So that's a cool thing. Appreciate you guys doing it.
Yes, sir.
Man,
You notice the parking lot. This road's in the last hour. It's done the road's 3 feet.
yeah, when I got here, that fence down there was
Exactly.
kind of showing.
It's coming up fast, real fast. We're expecting to breach tonight at about 60 feet to 62 feet.
All right, hold on a second. Graham, if you actually have a helicopter, you need to talk to the state and offer and see. You need to coordinate through the state. I believe it's the state EOC in Raleigh. Somebody's saying he's got a helicopter they're willing to
Yeah, because
help out
pretty
with.
much there's a lot of dangers with the power lines down and trees down. That's why it's easier for us folks. It's local with John boats, flat bottom boats. We can maneuver it a little bit easier. Some places it's hard to get into. Like I said, a lot of the water is dangerous because some places got live feed, the power line still. So it's kind of dangerous. But like a helicopter, you'd have to get clearance to the city and all that. That's why us local boys, we just stick together because we know tonight our community's gonna need us pretty bad.
All right. Let me ask you this. I used to live on the Outer Banks. I know we had some alligators on the Alligator River. People, and I live in Florida now. There's alligators in the backyard in Florida.
Oh, yes, sir.
They climb over people's fences.
Yes, sir.
Are there alligators in the Cape Fear River?
Yes, sir.
There are.
People don't believe it, but the Cape Fear River actually ties into the ocean. And there's
Does it go down to Wilmington where the battleship is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know there's a big alligator down by the battleship.
Yes, sir. A lot of times we host catfishing tournaments. A lot of guys, the river before the ocean is Black River. And Cape Fear runs into Black River, which feeds into the ocean. And there's numerous alligators up and down through the Cape Fear, Black River. They all come upstream. We've actually hung a few alligators catfish in little small 6-7 footers. But there is alligators in the river. And they've been spotted at Rockfish Creek and Hope Mills recently as the past 2 years. But there is alligators and that water is dangerous and there's a lot of sewage that's backing up into the river. That's why we encourage people that want their kids to play in it. It's not safe. There's a lot of sewage back up in this river right now.
Yeah, I can believe it. There's a lot of people who have septic tanks out here.
Oh yeah, a lot of the city sewage is backing up bad. And it's all going right here in this river.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you know what this YouTube this is on. I'm a freelance storm chaser and journalist, and the YouTube channel belongs to my kids. You ever heard of ham radio or amateur radio?
Yes, sir.
So we're all ham radio operators, and he's.
Okay, hold on.
All right, I'm gonna just back off.
We got an emergency call back.
We'll talk to you in just a minute.
Now what are you doing? Greg. One of y'all called me. Out of where?
All right, guys. So he had to take a private call there, and as you can see, in the last 5 or 10 minutes, the water has come up quite a bit here. Okay, that is the way it should be all the time, isn't it? I need to plug the battery back in here. So what I'm using to power the phone, I'm using a Bioenno Power lithium iron phosphate battery. It's a 9 amp hour battery. It'll run this phone for several hours, probably 10 or 15 hours. fencing post here. These down here, guys. Hey guys, so no hype, just going to show you what's happening. And as soon as I get somebody who can do Overwatch on this camera, or we get done shooting get done shooting this time lapse, I'll put the camera away and lock it up. We'll go out there to the bridge. Yeah, you know what? I think what's happening is not a promo for his company, but that's where you can go to I guess his Facebook page may have some links as to where they are accepting donations of food and water and stuff. And these are just red-blooded Americans helping out their neighbors, and sometimes helping out people who aren't even their neighbors. You know, he said in Florence they went down to Lumberton and helped, but this time they needed to say, hey guys, let's just stop the looting talk, okay? I don't know anything about looting. It's all conjecture right now. The garage here. Graham, the question would be, I mean, if you're a pilot, you know how to figure that out, brother. Owns property across the river where? When I see him again, I'll find out exactly where he is. If you can go back and look at the logo. Look at the logo on his shirt and see what it says. He got a call about an emergency of some sort. Kevs, I think you can. So well, let's just keep the chat about the looting down. We're not here to do fake news. We're not here to do conjecture. We're here to show you exactly what's happening here live. You can't fake the stuff that's going on live. I don't know what's happening in other areas. You know, as I said, I tried to get to Lumberton and I was told the water was going down, but then this guy told me it was actually coming up, and somebody in Lumberton on the chat said it's coming up. So unless we see it happening here with our own eyes, we don't actually know if what they're saying is true. Yeah, you can tell it's rising. It's visibly rising here. When I first started shooting live shot, Nellie, I don't care if there's news footage about it. I said we're not going to talk about it on this stream, so goodbye. The idea is that we're not going to talk about it here. If you want to go look at looting, go look at other live streams. We're doing a live stream about what's happening right here, and that's what it's about. So enjoying or not. Hey man, they're asking where's your company located at?
Right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
It's in Fayetteville. His company is in Fayetteville. They're trying to locate it so they can post it on the live stream.
Yeah, it's right in Fayetteville. You can look us up on Facebook, Into Deep Construction.
Okay, on Facebook it's Into Deep Construction in Fayetteville, North Carolina. see how much battery we have left in the camera. We're still at 65%. Well, when we started this live live stream, I started doing a 1 frame per second time lapse here on this camera. Yeah, Illusion, I noticed that too, and that's where people have good hearts. Anyway, I'm sure there's water moccasins out there. I've been bitten by them twice. I don't want to go find another one because they're probably kind of pissed right now. Yeah, so what I was going to say is you could see both sides of the rising water when I was doing... Oh, Chuck, say hi to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
Amy, say hi to Faith Hannah.
Hi.
Faith Hannah, you remember Amy? She used to be that tall when you met her. Now she's grown up just like you have. We're not going to get trapped, Flute. And besides, there's somebody on the channel has a helicopter and come pull us out.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the water moccasins would probably not be too happy right now.
See if you can hook that.
Hey, Chuck, will you be here for a while?
Yes.
Do you mind watching the Overwatch on the camera? I'm going to go up on the bridge.
Okay.
I'm shooting a 1 frame per second time lapse.
Great.
And you're welcome to it if you want it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys.
The other side goes.
Chuck is going to do Overwatch on the camera, and we're going to walk up here to the bridge. All right, guys, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm just walking. How you doing? All right, we'll stop here. So when I got here, most of that was still dry when I got here. And we're looking back on that hill back there. You see Chuck and my camera. So let's walk out here further on the bridge to see what's going on. More media. I assume it's probably not from the flooding because it stinks so much already, but there's something dead under this bridge. It smells really bad. Here's a big float of stuff coming. I can't see the screen, guys, so I hope you guys can see stuff. That river is whipping down there. I can't see the screen and I can't see the chat. It's too bright. And I got a break in traffic, which is coming up right now. I'm gonna get a look over here where we have the sun at our back. We'll be able to see a little bit better. All right, here you go. See how fast that stuff is going? Make sure we're all the way zoomed out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff floating downstream. I'm sure you could probably catch quite a few logs. There you go. It'll eventually end up in the Atlantic Ocean, Graham. Here's a big log. Look at this. I'll see if we can see it, if it hits something under the bridge here. Challenge is I can't see the screen out here in the sun. Guys, I'm going to pause real quick and turn my screen brightness up. Stand by. I'm going to turn my screen brightness up. The live stream is going to pause for just a second. Okay, wow, the screen brightness is all the way up. I'm holding the phone tightly with two hands very tightly. Graham, we're talking about ants because I stepped in the water yesterday and got several hundred fire ants on my right ankle, and they bit me and got in the car. No, I broke the stream derp just because I wanted to try and turn my screen up brighter, and it already is as bright as it'll go, but it's so bright out here I can't see. Moderators, tell them how to refresh their screen, please. Look at this big bunch of stuff coming. Guys, tell them how to refresh the screen, please. That water is moving fast. Okay, stand by. I'm going to restart this stream. Hold on one second. Back. I restarted it. Okay, I restarted the stream. Guys, try going out of YouTube and coming back, I guess.